pleasure to welcome you all to the Cindy American Political Action Committee's first anniversary banquet dinner. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, as SAPAC is more important now than ever, particularly in light of the devastating flooding in Sindh as well as the Pakistan region. All of you out here today truly shows the impact that the flooding in Pakistan has, even as we are so far away. It affects all of us, and it's truly critical that this remains an important issue that is spoken about. It's wonderful to see all of you here. I know I've spoken with many of you over phone and email. My name is Hannah Bursch, and I welcome you all to this wonderful evening, and I hope that you enjoy it. We have great speakers tonight. Congressman Dan Burton was welcomed today earlier. He unfortunately had to run out on personal issues, taking his wife to the airport, which is a quality duty for any congressman. And I hope that many of you were able to hear his remarks. Today we also have speaking Dr. Paul Pillar of Georgetown, Ms. Malu Innocent of Cato Institute, Dr. Sukha Bandaraj, also of Georgetown, as well as Amit Pandya, who will be joining us later. He is a journalist. A guest of honor also includes Congressman Brad Sherman, who we will welcome at any point tonight, and we are very excited to hear his remarks, as well as to speak with him about the importance of Sindh when it comes to U.S. and Pakistan policy. Again, I just hope that you all enjoy your evening here tonight, and it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage right now, or the podium, Dr. Makbul Halipota, SAPAC's president. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I kind of talked about some of the issues earlier, but I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here. This is our second year, and we are very thrilled to be able to have this gathering. We've done we've achieved quite a few things in the last year. Actually, I think I'll interrupt for a second because Congressman Sherman is here, and we'll let him have a seat, and then we can talk. So can you give him an applause? That would be great. So just while Congressman Sherman gets a seat, just to refresh, I remember distinctly a year ago when we met at another hotel in this great city of Washington, D.C. We had just started this PAC, and this was a brainchild of, I would say, months and months of discussion between some of our friends, including our vice presidents, Dr. Amanani, Dr. Khalid Mehman, who's not here today, Munawar Ladari, and myself. And the concept of starting a PAC was not a unique concept. There were people who had done similar works, and the person that we had kind of looked forward to as our mentor, as the person whose footsteps we were going to follow, his name is Dr. Parian, Dr. A.W. Bhatti, and we are thrilled, and I am personally indebted to him. I'll ask him to stand up so that we can recognize him, and I'll ask everybody to give him a round of applause. Dr. Bhatti has been working in this environment, and he had actually started a PAC many years ago. So when we started this whole process, we went to him, and we are very thankful to him for his advice and his mentorship and his guidance and his support. And he was not with us last year because of other engagements. We are thrilled, we are honored to have him among us, and we look forward to having him among us for many, many years. There are so many other names here, people who are here who have helped us in every way, financially, with their intellectual capital. I don't want to go into names, but Dr. Kazi is here, Mr. Lakwani is here. Yes, and I'm sorry if I don't, mention everybody's names, but all of these people have been here who helped us so much. In any case, when we were starting this last year, very honestly, I didn't know if anything will come out of this. And there were days where Munawar and I and some of our other vice presidents on our teleconferences would get together, and we wouldn't, we felt it wasn't going anywhere. But then there were some people, very kind people, who kind of met us along the way and joined us, and they have done so much that it was beyond my imagination that people who were not Sindhis by birth, people who were not born in Sindh, would do so much. And if I had to choose one name, one individual, one person who I think stands out in helping SAPAC, that has to be Congressman Brad Sherman.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's here. I will tell you, that he has gone out of his way. He has written two letters on our behalf. If we had a briefing on the Capitol today just because of him, he's been there, he's become our voice, he's become the person who represents us, and with his help, I am very hopeful that we'll go a long way. But you have to understand that something like a PAC cannot be run by an individual or by a few individuals. We need the help from the grassroots, and that's the reason we have these gatherings every year, where we have to go back to the community. We have to go back to the individuals who believe in the cause and who will come forward to help us, not only help the organization, also help us help those politicians who, despite not having any immediate gratitude from this, because we're not a large PAC, we don't have a lot of money, we don't have a lot of votership, but there are individuals like Congressman Sherman who still are willing to come forward and speak for us. But we also need your help. So I'm going to request all of you to kindly consider become members, support us by becoming members, and support us financially. Support those politicians who have the good conscience to stand up for a cause that they believe in, like Congress Sherman. So before I yield the podium to Congress Sherman and ask him to speak, say a few words, I just want to go back to a year where we met. And I remember one of the big issues last year we were crying about was lack of water in Sindh. I'm sure there are people here today who were here last year also. They are my witnesses. Sindh has been deprived of the very source of life, which is water. As you know, I'm sure everybody here knows that all life forms in this planet depend on water. And when you deprive a group of people of the very source of life, then you're trying to do something very sinister to that group of people. And Sindhis have been crying for water. They don't have water to feed their animals. They haven't had water for their agriculture. But it's such an irony. And as I said earlier, I'm just struck by this irony that a year from last year, now we are crying because Sindh is drowning in water. And you can blame anybody. You can blame nature for this. You can say this is a natural catastrophe, and this is the global warming. It's going to happen everywhere. But the harsh fact of life is that in Pakistan, especially in Sindh, this is not a purely natural calamity. This is a calamity caused by bad and wrong policies. This is a policy caused by mismanagement of the river systems in Pakistan. This is a calamity caused by building mega dams. And frankly speaking, this is a calamity caused by, this is a calamity when you start, I'm sorry, the word that keeps coming to my word, I cannot use it here, but when you start playing, the word that I can use is when you start playing with nature, nature is going to get back at you. And that is what we are doing here. We are destroying the ecosystems of the river, one of the greatest river systems in the world. And that is what is resulting from complete thirst to drowning of hundreds of thousands of people. And that is the reason it is important that we do everything possible to guide the people, the policymakers here, who can then influence the policymakers in Pakistan to understand that you cannot do these things to nature. You cannot destroy the natural ecosystems at the cost of petty politics, which is what is happening on the ground there. And I'm going to now ask Congressman Brad Sherman, our distinguished congressman from California, to come and speak a few words. I'm sure you'd rather be listening to it, not now, later. I'm sorry. I don't know. Munawar tells me there's not a...
It will sound a lot better on a full stomach.
Okay. So I think why don't we have our dinner and then we'll hear Congressman Hannah. Who's next? Are you?